Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome along everybody to the channel and welcome back or welcome along for any new subscribers. I know there's been quite a few of you over the recent time, so thanks for that. Keep hitting that subscribe button if you're new here, and of course like the video and all the things that and like that, you know. So let's get on with the video. Let's hope, I hope everybody had a nice weekend and everything like that, and yeah, there's been obviously some new rumours coming out over the weekend and the back end of last week that I'll just like to address. Of course, it's a rumours round Leeds video, as a lot of these will be in the coming months, and yeah, there's loads and loads of rumours and loads of things to get to. Obviously, I'm not going to get to all of them. There'll be other people covering all sorts, I'm sure, but I'm going to just try and nail it down to ones that I feel might be talking points, might be obviously credible ones as we go into the summer as well. But it's good to talk about. Let's see, debate and join in the debate in the comments there, and let me know what you think of these rumours that I'm going to talk about in this video. So let's get on with it. So it's primarily it is just the centre midfield position that we're going to talk about in this video. And it's 3 players that I've got coming up for you now. We'll start with the first one, which was spoken of before, and that is the American man, Tyler Adams. Now, obviously, I'm catching up here on some rumours, so but I think the interest of Leeds United in the American 23-year-old is quite concrete. Now, we've got Tom Bogart, who we've learnt to know over the recent months, probably since January, who was well up with the Aronson deal, wasn't he? That obviously happened back end of last week. And yeah, he has now been asked, I think on Twitter, about what's going to happen with Tyler Roberts. So Leeds going to go in for him, and he said he expects Leeds to go in and make a bid for Tyler Adams. So Bogart expects Leeds to go in for a bid and place a bid on Tyler Adams. Obviously, we've spoken about him before. 23-year-old centre defensive midfielder, plays for RB Leipzig. We're looking at probably reports are saying around £40 million, which I think in this market is probably about right, isn't it? Now, if we could get in Tyler Adams as a kind of a marquee centre defensive mid to go along with Calvin, that would be absolutely fantastic in this 4-2-2-2 formation, which Jesse Marsch likes to play. We all know this. Then why not? But Tom Bogart, he is a man to have a look at, because he has all the MLS goings on, and I feel like we're going to have a big sort of interest in the MLS market, in the American players anyway. Obviously, he's playing in Germany at the moment, but he's had plenty of experience at a young age, really, in Germany, and he's been talked about as a potential partner for Calvin Phillips here. So let me know in the comments, of course, what you think of Tyler Adams. Do you think he'd be a good fit? Do you think he'd be a good partner for Calvin? Yeah, what do you think to that one? The next rumour is, now we're dropping down now into the Championship. Now, there's been a couple of Championship-based players that we're going to talk about here that have been rumoured that Leeds are looking at. The first one being a player that is close to Leeds United in terms of geographically, and that man is Lewis OBrien. Now, OBrien, heartbreak for him, wasn't it, yesterday, as Huddersfield lost out in the playoff final to Nottingham Forest. Welcome back to the Premier League to Nottingham Forest, who have been out of the Premier League for 23 years. Welcome back to them. Similar kind of stature to Leeds United, isn't it, in terms of club? Similar, in a sense, kind of stories. Went down to League One at one stage, didn't they? Of course, we played them down there in League One, and back now in the Premier League, having, quite a decorated past, as Leeds United have as well. Welcome back to them. They, of course, beat Huddersfield Town. Lewis OBrien's Huddersfield Town 1-0 in the playoff final at Wembley yesterday. By all accounts, Huddersfield were not at it at all. And John Moss, of course, is enemy number one, isn't he, in Huddersfield today, because he, of course, in their mind, didn't give two nailed-on penalties, what they thought were penalties. In my opinion, you could probably get away with one of them, possibly. The other one, I felt like probably looking at it, he dived, didn't he? In that first one, but they feel robbed. They feel like John Moss robbed them. But you've still got to play a 90-minute game of football. By all accounts, they were not at it yesterday, and we're now looking as a consequence of that. We're looking at Lewis O'Brien. Now, January reports came in saying that we wouldn't pay. I think reportedly Huddersfield knocked back 3 or 4 bids from Leeds United for Lewis O'Brien. It's now being reported that Leeds are going back in for him, maybe more confident that they will get their man this time. I don't think Lewis O'Brien will be playing Championship football with Huddersfield Town next season. He looks a little bit of a cut above that division, that level now, and I believe it's probably pretty obvious that he will be playing Premier League football somewhere next season. Leeds United have come out as early favourites to sign him, and he is reported to be about 10 million. But in January, Leeds United were reported to not, think he was of that value. 8 million, I think they were talking about there, but 10 million now. A few months later, his stock has risen a little bit more, so I do think that he will be signing somewhere. Maybe if it's Leeds, who knows? But he's definitely a player that we would welcome in, and it's a position that obviously we need to strengthen in. And I think they will do, obviously, as the window goes on, whether O'Brien is the answer. If we do get O'Brien in, and either O'Brien or the next fella that I'm going to talk about, I do think that we need to bolster it with the likes of Tyler Adams as well, even if Calvin stays, which I think he's actually looking likely that he maybe will. Who knows at this point? He's away with England now, isn't he? So, yeah, look, I think what I'm saying is I think we need Tyler Adams, if we end up getting him, and then I think we need one of these, backup CDMs as well. We just need to bolster the squad. O'Brien, to me, would be a decent addition. Let me know in the comments, of course. And any Huddersfield fans, I know I said, commiserations to you. I would have liked to see, now that we were safe, I would have liked to see Huddersfield come up and have as the derby, Huddersfield Leeds in the Premier League. It wasn't to be. But let me know, any Huddersfield fans watching, about Lewis O'Brien, and do you expect him to go in the summer now that you are playing Championship football next season? Let me know. There's another one, of course, that I want to get to, and the last one on this video, and he is another Championship centre defensive midfielder, and that is 24-year-old Brazilian-born Dutch player Gustavo Hamer. Hamer. Now Hamer said to have a good season for Coventry. They sort of tailed off a little bit. Early part of the season they were going for kind of playoffs. They tailed off a little bit and kind of ended sort of mid-table, I think, didn't they? But, Hamer has had a good season. He's, been involved in quite a number of goals. I think 9 or 10 goals for Coventry this season he was involved in. And he's getting people talking. Now, Brighton, we're sort of said to be rivaling for his signature. Brighton, the report says that they are sort of looking for alternatives to Yves Bissouma, who is maybe going to go this summer to a bigger side. Arsenal, Man U, that sort of teams have been reported for Bissouma's destination, but they're said to be in for Hamer as well. He's played, obviously, came from Zwolle, didn't he, in Holland, signed for Coventry in 2020, so he's had, 2 seasons now he's had for Coventry, and he's starting to impress. He's a good age, that sort of age what Leeds United I think will be looking at, 23, 24, sort of that sort of age. So I think, yeah, any Coventry fans watching, how is Hamer? Do you think he could make that step up to the Premier League? And would he be a good fit in our system? And what do you think of him? Obviously, I don't really know a great deal about this fella. Just looking at his stats, looks decent. Looks like he might have some room for improvement and some, maybe he could blossom in the Premier League. Who knows? Next to Calvin Phillips. But like I said, I do think that we need 2 centre defensive midfielders. Let me know in the comments how many you think we need. But yeah, a sort of starter and a bench player for me. That's what we need. Because I don't see us selling many players really. I do think we'll look to build on what we've already got. Maybe 1 or 2 of them will go out, but there isn't been many rumours of players actually going out other than the obvious one, which we'll all know about, which I will probably cover in a separate video really. He might get a video all to himself. The man, of course, is Rafinha. And Barcelona, who a little bit sort of playing us along, I think, really, aren't they? And sort of hoping maybe nobody had noticed, but I think that they might have been rumbled here. So I might do a video on that one as well, just to get into the nitty gritty of that sort of what's come out over the weekend, really, regarding Rafinha and Barcelona's situation. But anyway, let me know what you think of those 3 players and would they be a good fit for Leeds United. So we've got Tyler Adams, we've got Lewis O'Brien, and we have lastly Gustavo Hamer. So let me know what your thoughts are on all 3 of those, and would any be a good fit for our team in the 22-23 Premier League season. It is upcoming in a few months, isn't it? So let's stay tuned. I'll bring you more content, more rumours around Leeds as the summer goes on, as the transfer window goes on. It would, so stick around for that. Let me know as well what you'd like to see as well on the channel moving forward into the new season. But thank you very much. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.